Oh, folks, and welcome back to Path of Exile. It's nice to be playing this game again. I've been reading a bit more online, and two things I discovered. Firstly, oh well, actually, what was the other thing I discovered? I don't remember. Okay, I remember one thing I discovered. Excuse me. You remember all the deliberation I put into the tree? Yeah, I did the passive tree. Yeah, I did it wrong. Whoops. Well, going wrong by the build someone's doing for the delve thing. Uh, it looks like it could work just fine in the standard league. You know, none of it seems like just for that. You know, it doesn't seem to be relying on exclusive items. At least the bit I looked at earlier on in it. There could be other stuff later on in the thread that I just haven't seen. But yeah, I've done it, laid it out poorly. Well, not laid it out poorly, but I really should have brought up the. I hadn't seen it. I just kind of, you know, did my own thing, and yeah, I've kind of only hit some of the same notes they did. Once I can bring up the passive tree myself, I'll show it for you. They actually recommend, instead of having a shield, having a weapon called the Scourge, which I think only drops from map area, a particular map boss. I don't remember who or what though. Okay, it's crashing yet again. Here, while it's going on, okay, I have no idea what's going on now. POE the SC again. Play the Scourge. There's no Ascendancy passives. We'll be sorting that out. Turns out the Ascendancy tree that I will be looking at doesn't actually have any elemental resistances thing as part of it. It boosts armor and like the armor and energy shield, as well as a few other side things. But it actually has stuff that particularly boosts. Where is it? A Herald of Purity. It has particular boosts out for that. So the Scourge, it's a unique terror core, and it can when you have a chance to summon a spectral wolf when you kill an enemy. The wiki really is not suited for iPhones. Okay, I've turned it sideways. It's a nice weapon, but you can put it in your offhand. But if you're following this guide, you don't get a shield with it. Basically, instead of you have a mace in your first primary hand, and then this claw in your offhand, and it can only drop from the Guardian of the Chimera in the Pit of Chimera map, and the map is a level 83 thing. And you saw the difficulty I had with the initial thing. Okay. Kill Dominus as the Ranger. Ah. Usurper. Dominus is the Witch. Assassin. The Shadow. Seeker San. Algomancer. Tag every waypoint as one character. I'm missing 6. Huh. Well, I know one here, but I didn't know there's others. Oh yeah. Damn it, I was meaning to look at something here. Prophecies. You trade 5 unique items with a vendor. Okay, I could do that right now, but I need to work out how it works. Also, I should go. I should basically go and try and do all these just to empty it out, because some of these are actually quite useful. So the MYSTERIOUS gift Pad of Exile. Like, I know there's certain rules to it. Oh, the lowest item level of the 5 determines the item level of the resulting unique. The vendor gives you a mystery box which transforms into a random unique item. So I could get something useful out of it, but I would want to give him all reasonably high level unique items. Otherwise, you know, I will just get some like level 11. And I don't have that many high level unique items. I'd love to get the Crown of Thorns, but... Well, I'd love to do that, but I would need a Crown of Thorns. Actually, I think a friend has that, but anyway. A corrupted rare strongbox. Huh. Okay, I didn't find the one here in the crossroads, which is odd. I should have. And then the one here in Western Forest. Oh. Did not mean to do that. I was just wondering about the other spot. And I ended up clicking. It was locked.
Need a map? My father was a very well-educated man. He worked as a researcher in Oriath, back when they were allowed to research more than just holy texts. Sadly, he's gone now. But his research remained hidden in our attic. I took what I could and read it in secret as I was moved between foster homes. I read of the mortal founders whose bones were hidden deep in the ossuary. I read of the false saints who continued to be revered in the Temple of Innocence. I read his writings over and over again, memorized them. They were the last connection I had to him. His research became something of an escape, I suppose. I wanted to build on it, especially the maps he described in such great detail.
Understandable.
My father's writings frequently reference the work of other researchers. In particular, the heretical belief that the environment can influence a creature's form. In Ray class, we see the effect that corruption has on beasts, humans, even the dead. Through my map device, we see something similar, but possibly even worse. Something disturbed is out there. I used to think perhaps Ray-class corruption was seeping through into the Atlas. But what if it's the reverse? What if whatever is distorting the maps is... What if it's seeping out here, into our world? That's why this work is so important.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that happening. What do you have for sale? Some maps.
Stay sane.
Oh, it's too late for that. Cartographer's distance, current 0, maximum 1. I don't even know what they do. Thaumaturges once sought ever greater knowledge, now they run and hide like all the others. A new dawn rises on ruined stone. Hand in hand, those that remain toil for a better world. Enter a map portal and talk to Zana inside. Let's go here. Oh wait, can't just teleport. Have to head to the crossroads. Apparently there's actually a really important enemy back in Act 2. Carnage Chieftain. Basically the whole thing of him. Basically they can cast a really useful spell for your zombies. And so what I remember seeing a guide recommending was the guide I've been referring to recommending was to have the Spectre thing and to have the thing up here that gives you the extra Spectre and to... Oh yeah, what I remember of what they've did is they didn't get these. I think they did get a line here over to this, and then they grabbed this up to here. They got all these, they ignored that. I think they came down this way and got most of these, but they also spread up to here and over to here, getting all of these. I think they might have gotten this as well, and they also spread all the way down to here, and you know, it was a lot more spread out. It was also working as if you had a level 90 character, and the 90 character that sided with the guy I did for the 2 extra free points. Actually, no, I shouldn't go here yet for the prophecy. What I should do is I should head to Siren Encampment. And actually, I could have just teleported to the other place manually here. But it is sad they're getting rid of the old masters and like they're replacing them. Because, well, I suppose there was getting to be a right list of masters. At the same time, I don't want the old ones to go away. I've put work into them. I don't want to miss out on their thing. But maybe I'm sure they're not removing what the old masters had. The crafting benches are too important. Being able to re-select what gems are on things and whatnot is too important to get rid of. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll still be a way to get it, but still, on principle, it's still disappointing. Also, something I discovered was that on the normal mode, Labyrinth, you can only upgrade, I think it was gloves, but then on the Merciless one, you can upgrade gloves and boots. Then on the third one, you can upgrade gloves, boots, and head. There's also an Eternal Labyrinth, that can only be accessed via the maps, and that's the most difficult one of all, as you would imagine. What I'm thinking is I'm rather tempted towards actually no, don't do that one. Do this one. I might just do a normal one just to get through it, and so I can select the other thing. I should easily be able to do a normal one. I don't want to lose any more XP. I've lost too much as it stands. And there's nothing new unlocked on the Eternal one compared to the one preceding it, like enchantment wise. But actually, like there's no new slot on, like a gear slot on, like like I was saying, you could enchant only the gloves on the first one, then the boots on another one, and then the helm. There's no new bit of gear that's unlocked there, but you can't. There's a better form of enchantment that is accessible. Like there's like words, then edicts, then commandments, and there's just a better iteration of the enchantments. But there's not like you can't then enchant hammers or shields or something. Okay, actually, I also have Merciless 1 unlocked. You must have completed all trials or previous labyrinths and have the items to pay the required cost to activate this labyrinth. Okay, I thought I saw some reference to the Eternal Labyrinth within some talk of the maps, but I guess not. Still, no, I'm not doing that in the slightest. We'll do this. So I guess I did have to go do this.
Justice will prevail.
I saw the wiki. Apparently, this guy Azario was actually locked in here after by the first person who won. That was like one of his first acts as new emperor. Once the guy handed over power, once Azario handed over emperorship, the guy tossed him in here. Remember the plum we had to get for Fairweather? Citus's plum or whatever? Citus? Him. He's the first guy to win this. And he's the one who cast him in here. Also, I never finished the point with the Carnage Tyrants. Apparently, like, they've got some great ability for your zombies, but they can only cast it so many times. So, when you have the Spectre Gem, you hook it up to Blood Magic support, which allows them to use their own benefit from it as well, and then they will cast it a lot more. And another thing that they were saying was basically you have to have a high level Desecrate, and if you bring it into a high level Desecrate, and if you go get Carnage Tyrants, then bring them to the highest level zone you can access. Keep using Desecrate till you start getting Carnage Tyrant corpses, Specterize them, and you're good to go. I don't presently have the ability to raise Spectres, but that will be something I keep in mind for when I do rejig my gear slots. Oh, you can see some phantasms there. At least I think those are meant to be phantasms. So now that Phantasm's on that, it will boost zombies and guardians. Ooh, also, speaking of zombies, and golems. Also, I think this got rejigged. Remember that one thing we found over here, one attempt, can't be found here anymore. It was, you know, the pet of Azaria. No idea what the temporary pet there was. It's an icon I didn't recognize. Okay, this might be low level, but damn. Still not bad. That's pretty nice. Magic to a rare. Alchemy, normal to a rare. Very good. Regrettably, one thing I was thinking earlier about this is about this game is that nice. You know, a lot of the content I'll be doing here is kind of better favored if you're hold on. I just sitting here, you know, you've got you know, Fraser on the other monitor, or you know, some show on, music, whatever playing. Like you got something going on, and you're not just playing the game. One thing I've been realizing, which is a bit annoying because since I'm playing it, I can't really do that. I kind of just need to focus on the game because I actually need to commentate it and all that. Also, actually, I need to check one thing. What is my torso like? It gives 34 cold resist, which is nice, and 8 elemental resistances. There's a suit of armor that the guide was recommending, and it was the Belly of the Beast. What I have might be fine to have instead, but at the same time, it doesn't offer much in the way of resistances. Well, it does offer a fair chunk of cold, but I don't know. It's probably just because I'm fixating on the fire, but I just don't feel it's right or enough. Ooh, Bane of the Wild. Ah, yes. Apparently, actually, if you leave all the lieutenants alive, like basically, he brings in special things into the fights. Lieutenants, gargoyles, all this different thing. If you don't kill them, you get an extra for each thing that you leave intact, like fully. Like there'll be 3 gargoyles, 3 lieutenants for each. Well, sorry. Not for each thing, but if you leave all 3 lieutenants alive, if you leave all 3 gargoyles alive, like the squadron's fully intact, you get an extra key to open for the chests at the end. So I'm actually not going to take this. At least on normal, I should be fine to do this. Keep thinking M is the map key. It's not. Ah. That thing is these phantasms. It's kind of sad you don't get the other things anymore. No real point in even looking at this gear, to be honest. Wait, one of those was purple. Ah, frost bears. Also, there's some weak things that aren't in the game except for in maps, so that is of interest. Because basically, you can participate in all weak content that you otherwise couldn't via maps. So, you know, at least to some degree anyway. Which is nice. I kind of ignored that. Also, apparently, like, as you see here, what's his name again? Azario. Azario's bound with the Goddess of Justice. Why wasn't she subdued by the beast? Is she not really a goddess? That's what's implying. That, or it's a pothole. That they basically thought of the whole sin thing after the fact, and they kind of forgot about that side of it. Here in the Forgotten Reliquary. Still haven't made much. I still haven't made a single percent of XP. Just shows how little you get from these older areas. Which makes sense. There's also apparently a drop rate issue. Like, say if you really out-level an area, and you're trying to farm the cards, you know, the tarot card things, there is actually a drop rate thing that makes that harder. Like the higher level you, like past a certain point, you start taking. Actually, I can't remember. Is it just the high? Is it just being too high level for a zone, or do you first have to hit a point, then it starts kicking in? I can't remember actually the explanation. I'm remembering bits and pieces, and I'm not even sure how much of any of what I'm remembering makes sense. But actually, I could look it up here on my phone. It'll only take a moment. On the Path of Exile wiki as it is, because I looked up the mysterious gift. Divination cards, that's what it's called. There's a drop. Divination cards are affected by a drop rate penalty. Ah, okay, I was actually misremembering it. According to this, and I'll just quote them. Character level is never considered to be higher than 68 in regards to drop rate penalty, meaning that high level characters, over 68, can farm more old areas in later acts without severe drop penalties. For example, if the monster there is 66, there's none. And if it's level 56, then it's only a 25 drop rate penalty. 25% drop rate penalty. So it makes the stuff rarer when you're farming stuff. Well, it makes it rarer than it otherwise would be the higher level you are. To a point. My head's been off today. I just can't articulate. Can I actually pause this? Yes, I'm recording an export, so I can. Okay. Yeah, the more you out-level an area to a point, the higher the drop rate penalty, and presumably the harder it is to get stuff. But thankfully, if no one's counted above, it doesn't matter how high level you are. Oh shit, I have 3 things active. I only wanted 2. I just noticed I had no mana available. Yeah. How do I open the map? No, not that one. World map. Yeah. Oh, there's another place I never got its tang. Dotted all around the place and it annoys me. But yeah, no one's ever considered above 68. So even if you're level 90, you wouldn't have a drop rate penalty here.